Hey guys, welcome back. Today on The Untidy Artist, we're making a braided pigtail hairstyle for a fairy doll. I think one of the trickiest parts of making fairies is figuring out what to do with the hair, and I wanted to give you all another fun option of a hairstyle that you could do on your little fairy doll. So let's grab some supplies and get started. Now, the first thing you're going to obviously need is a fairy doll. If you're new to making fairies with me, you'll want to check out my basic fairy doll tutorial. In that, I teach you how to make this cute little doll by taking a wooden bead, a piece of floral wire as some embroidery floss, and twisting it together and creating this darling little fairy doll. You'll find a link for the fairy doll tutorial in the comments below. Then we're going to need a sharp pair of scissors. And we're also going to need a glue gun set on low, and I like setting mine on low because it just is a lot easier to work with. Okay, now the first step is to smooth out our fairy's hair. Our goal here is to get all of the thread evenly laying down flat. This will make it easier to create our doll's hairstyle. So I just use my fingers and gently pull on the thread, smoothing it out so it's all nice and even, getting out any little tangles or any little pieces that are kind of out of place. Then I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to trim off the very end. Then we're going to grab the fairy doll. We're going to push the wooden bead down and we're going to secure the bead by placing a dab of glue right at the top where the wire meets the bead, just securing that in place so that the wooden bead doesn't move around. And then once again, you're just going to smooth that hair back down. Now at this point, you want to arrange the hair at the top so it's covering up that little piece of wire. So you're kind of parting your doll's hair so it goes over that wire. And then you're just going to work on smoothing her hair out again. I feel like a broken record saying smooth out her hair, but that really is the key to getting a good hairstyle for your fairy doll. I like using my two fingers and just gently pulling on the hair, pulling it down. And then once it's smooth, we're going to flip her hair up and we're going to put 2 dabs of glue on the back, one on the left and one on the right. We're not putting any glue in the middle. We don't want to tack down the middle part because we're going to be separating the hair for our braids. So 2 dabs of glue, one on the left, one on the right. Smooth her hair back down. And then I went back through and I put another tiny dab of glue on each side, just holding those front pieces down. So just little tiny dabs of glue. And then, you guessed it, we're gonna smooth out her hair some more. And once we have it nice and smooth, we're going to split it in half evenly, right in the back. So we're parting it in the back. And then we're going to take the right side over to the left side and the left side over to the right side. And be very careful with the thread as you're doing this, not to get it all tangled up. You want to keep it nice and smooth. Now, as you can see, as we divided the hair in the back, one of the sections went underneath and the other one went over the top of it. We want to start braiding with the section that's underneath. So starting with that side, you're going to separate the hair into 3 and braid. Now, a really good tip that would make this part a lot easier is having someone or something hold your doll down. So if you wanted to get a piece of tape and tape her to whatever surface you're working on, or have someone just hold her while you're braiding, it will make it a lot easier because it's easier to braid when the doll is not moving around. So once you have her stabilized, go ahead and just braid a normal braid. You do have a lot of thread to work with, so if you want to give her really long braids, you can. If not, just stop when you're at the length that you like. One good tip on this part is to actually braid a couple times past where you want to tie it off. That way, if a little bit comes unraveled while you're tying it, it's okay. So once it's braided to the length that I like it, I'm going to take a small piece of thread and I'm going to tie it around the end of the braid. And this is what she looks like so far. Then I'm going to flip her back over and we're going to add another little dab of glue to hold that section down. So I'm going to put it right in the middle at the back, so that when I pull that hair over to the side, it just tacks it down and holds it in place. And then you simply braid the other side. And I found this side was easier to braid with her upside down, but whatever works. And once again, having someone hold the doll down for you or holding it down somehow would make it a lot easier. And then to make sure that they're even, I like to hold the braids next to each other before I completely tie it off. And once they're nice and even and the length that I want them to be, we're going to go ahead and trim off the extra little pieces of thread from where we tied her braid off. And then we're going to line those up and smooth out the very ends and trim the scraggly ends of her hair. And that's it, guys. You're all set. You have a braided pigtail hairstyle for your fairy doll. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it gave you a new fun idea of how to style your fairy doll's hair. I do have some other fun tutorials on different hairstyles and updo and curly hair for your fairy doll. I will post links for those below. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, please post those below. And please check out some of my other tutorials on my YouTube channel, Untitled Artist. Thanks you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.